I really liked it, obviously. I don't think it was flawless, but I think it was really, really great. I enjoyed it a lot, and I will recommend it to people who aren't necessarily just a Series of Unfortunate Events fans. The musical number, the Count Olaf musical number in the first episode just spoke to me. It really, really did. But I will say the first episode for me, I was a little bit like on the fence. It just seemed like maybe they're still getting their footing at that point because it's still technically the pilot episode. I was not sure how it was going to go from the first episode. I wouldn't say I was necessarily disappointed by the first episode because they had the musical number in that, and that was really one of the highlights of the entire series for me, was that Count Olaf musical number when they spelled out his name in the like choreography. That was so good. I loved that so much. I'm a musical fan and I'm a Series of Unfortunate Events fan, and so bringing those together was just magnificent for me. So the theme song, which we had heard the day before, I believe, but I am a super fan of that, and I like how they incorporated each of the episodes in the theme song. My TV automatically will skip theme songs, so I had to rewind and go back and watch the actual theme songs afterwards. So I don't know if I want to talk about the spoiler of this season or not. So I'm assuming the people who are watching this, and it's almost a week past at this point, and it might even be a week before I get this video up, but I'm assuming most people who are watching this have seen this already, but I also don't want to spoil it for people who haven't seen it, so I might just like tiptoe around like the major spoiler that happens. After episode 1, I was like, what is going on? Did they switch something on us? But then we later find out what it is. I don't want to spoil it, but I also want to talk about it. But without spoilers, I'm very surprised to see that Will Arnett and Colby Smulders were in this season. I think we all thought they were only going to be in season 2 and not in this season at all. But we finally know who Colby Smulders is, and she's not SMA Squalor, so we know that much at least. Not really a spoiler because you see at the end of episode 1 that she is not her, basically. But it takes you until the end of season 1 to find out who they actually are, even though I'm kind of spoiling it by saying that, but I'm not saying specifically. And like, I should have known it wasn't who they're like hinting at it being because I've read the books, you know? That's really, really spoilery, actually. Okay, how about I just do this? Spoiler alert, do not watch past this unless you've seen the entire thing or you don't care about spoilers. So they're teasing us at the end of the first episode that the Baudelaire parents are still alive, and I actually started to believe it. Like, I really did. I didn't think that it was going to be the Quagmire parents. I really didn't. I didn't see it coming at all. I thought they were just like pulling a little switcheroo on us and we're just changing it for the sake of the TV show. But turns out they're not, and that was a great twist. I thought that was really good because even I, as a fan of this, thought maybe the parents are alive. But they aren't. But I loved that. I really, really loved that. The costumes, okay, you guys know how I felt about the costumes. The costumes did not bother me one bit while I was watching this. I think because the set design was so spectacular though. I loved the set design. Oh my God, it was gorgeous and like creepy and just, oh, it was so perfect. The only thing I will say about like the set design sort of aspect of it, I think they used green screen a little bit too much. It was almost distracting, I thought, and the actual sets were just so beautiful. I wish they would have not had to use green screen or maybe not used it as much. I mean, I realized that they had to for a lot of it. That makes sense, but it was a little distracting, I thought. But the set design was so beautiful. I loved it so much. And the CGI with Sunny was a little cheesy, but you know you have to do that because of how she is in the books. You can't just like have a regular actor baby do that. So, I mean, that part didn't bother me as much. The green screen did bother me a little bit, but It wasn't that bad. I loved all the dark dreariness of the background though. That's what I loved so much. It was, it's just so my taste. I loved it. And after watching this, I really think it's geared more towards children than it is for adults, honestly. And not that that's a bad thing, but I didn't think it would be as much a children's show as I felt like it was. I thought it was a more like mature kids show, but still I think it was definitely aimed more towards children than it was towards adults. And I didn't think that it ever got that dark, which is what I was kind of expecting because of how Neil Patrick Harris was talking about it all the time. But I thought he did a great job as Count Olaf, I really did. The first episode though, this is kind of why I was a little weary in the first episode. I didn't think Neil Patrick Harris was being as evil or menacing as he was leading us to believe in all of his interviews that he was doing. Definitely in the first episode. I thought he got better the further into it we got, which makes sense because like you get more of a feel for the characters the longer that you see them. But I thought he did a great job. Oh yeah, and we found out the gold woman is Jacqueline. And I'm not sure if she is replacing Jacques, like they did a gender swap for that, or if they are both going to be incorporated. I feel like it might just be Jacqueline instead of Jacques. And I loved that they incorporated more VFD in the first 4 books, or I guess the first 8 episodes. They seem to be like tying things together a lot better. So we know there's like the secret organization. That's why they have all these like trapdoors and stuff. So that's very cool. I liked that part of it. So my 2 favorite characters were Lemony Snicket. I thought he knocked it out of the park. Patrick Warburton did such a good job. I thought it was phenomenal in my opinion. And the person who looks like neither a man nor a woman, I thought he was amazing. I'm gonna say he because it is an actor, but, and I could use they, I guess. I thought they were amazing. That person just, I really enjoyed that character a lot. Yeah, that was my standout performance of the season, I think. The actor who played a person who looks like neither a man nor a woman, such a fan. I loved everything he was saying. I loved the way he acted. It was just so good for me. Oh, something I really enjoyed, the fact that Sir and Charles were a couple. I loved that. That was so clever. I really liked that part. I really liked Uncle Monty. I thought he did just as good of a job as I thought he was going to do at portraying Uncle Monty. He was just as weird as I pictured him being in the books, so that was great. Everyone else I think did a fine job, but those were really my standout performances. And yes, I love Catherine O'Hara and I thought she did a fine job. She didn't like exceed my expectations, but she didn't like let me down either, and my expectations were very high. So obviously I loved her. And I thought Neil Patrick Harris did a great job, and he definitely had the most to prove, I think, because it's such a big role. And yeah, I thought all the children did fine. I think I liked Violet more than I thought I was gonna like her. I liked Klaus. Sunny was adorable. I loved all of Sunny's outfits. They were so cute. Oh, and I never got my tattoo, by the way. I said that I might get a tattoo. I never got the tattoo on Friday the 13th. They got picked up for a second season officially. We have found that out since. But this is the saddest thing. I don't know how long it will be until I make another series of unfortunate events video, because I don't know when season 2 is coming out. Let me know if there are any other videos you would like to see. I do have some footage from the night I was watching A Series of Unfortunate Events. I would record my reaction after each of the episodes, and I didn't know if I wanted to put that together into an actual video or not, but if you guys want to see that, I will. But if not, I probably won't be doing A Series of Unfortunate Events videos for a while, but there will be more in the future, obviously, because I'm a fan of that, and there are 2 more seasons to come, so. Let me know what you guys thought of the first season of A Series of Unfortunate Events. Who were the standout characters for you guys? I haven't read any super bad reviews about it, so I would actually be very curious to know if people didn't like it, what you didn't like about it. So definitely let me know down below if that is the case with you. So I will see you next time. I don't know when that will be though. I do have plans for other videos in the future. I just don't know how many series of unfortunate events videos will be coming up. But if there are, it will clearly be in the title and you can watch it and you guys will know it's a series of unfortunate events video. But until then, my battery's dying. Okay, see you guys next time. Bye.